this time it's different. That's what I'm used to hearing from every Conor fan at least every couple months. I just can't believe there were people who were genuinely thinking he would still fight Michael Chandler after not showing up to the press conference. But you know what, I'll entertain you a bit, and not only will I talk about do I think he will fight or not, I'll also talk about what is most likely to happen if he does indeed fight at the White House. Obviously, we are going to be assuming he fights Michael Chandler and not some other random dude, because if we are being honest, Mike is kind of like a random dude in the lightweight division after all. Mike's recent fights have been beyond terrible, so it's not likely, even if Conor beats him, he gets a title shot right away or anything crazy like that, at least I hope not. Now, I gotta admit, there was this one video of Conor looking surprisingly healthy, not just with his physique, posture and stuff, but also, he really seemed like a healthy person in that video, you could read it from his face. I never thought I would use that kind of description for post-Khabib fight Conor ever again, but yeah, it kinda surprised me. I mean, I would go as far as to say seeing him that healthy is the main reason why I'm making this video in the first place. Anyway, let's not yap too much and get one thing clear, it doesn't take a genius to point out Conor's peak is like the Mount Everest, and Mike's peak compared to that is like a small hill in the middle of nowhere. I'm serious though, these two's accomplishments when you put them side by side, or aura so to say, I guess that's what the kids call it nowadays, right? They are not even close in any way, shape or form. Still, stylistically, when I look at a 37-year-old McGregor, I can't help but think he will struggle somewhat at least against a wrestler. I know, Mike is like, what, 39? Yet he is technically quote-unquote a wrestler. But as you could probably tell from the way he fought against insane strikers like Justin and Dustin, let's just say, he definitely doesn't like to use his wrestling all that much. Some might think I'm being a hater for no reason, yet I really think Mike has one of the worst fight IQs in the modern UFC. The only logical explanation for it is this dude is crazy like that and wants to be entertaining. Now, I'm not going to paint out McGregor in 2025 or 2026 as the most dangerous fighter alive, but let me tell you something, he's not a fighter who you should recklessly brawl with. I don't care what time it is, I don't care which year we are in, Conor's piston of a left cross would dismantle anyone who would try to play with him, okay? Especially Mike. Mike at 39 simply doesn't have the quickness, the agility, and frankly the striking fundamentals even, to just go out there and have a kickboxing match with Conor. Yeah, you are hearing me right, I'm somehow, someway, leaning towards McGregor on this one. It's the end of 2025 and I actually genuinely believe that. I don't know man, this is peak delusion. Anyway, when this matchup was announced like a lifetime ago I guess at this point, I was thinking this would be easy work for Mike. And maybe, just maybe, I would still be thinking that if it wasn't for Mike going out there and saying outrageous stuff like, oh man, I'm going to stand and bank with Conor, it's going to be his left hand against my right. Like, what the fuck is that? That is not bad fight IQ, that is like negative fight IQ, okay? Not gonna lie, even though I'm not a Conor fan by any stretch of the imagination, I would love to see him win this by knockout, cause in this day and age, that would just be incredible. I would say a crazy moment like that is exactly what the UFC White House card needs. I can see it being a nice send-off to Conor too, cause I'm just guessing here, but even if he wins, he probably never fights ever again. And also him fighting in the first place is still a big question mark, let me remind you that. You never know though, as I was recording this, another leak came out in regards to Conor's custom shorts this time around. Who knows man, I'm incredibly skeptical, yet if he's ever coming back, the UFC White House cards will be it. So I can see a world where this actually happens, let me know what you think. Do you consider this to be a real possibility? Or is it just illusion? If you think it's possible, tell me who do you have winning. I'll make sure to reply to each and every one of your comments, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!